Hello, and welcome back to Burrows. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Hero has the first day of his route up, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the first day. And I've heard they've revamped the intro. So instead of just loading the save in the golden place, is that what it was always called? Yeah, I'll hit start. And we'll see the new introduction. Oh, this is different. Oh, okay. Is this the... Okay. Mud. Mud all over my Italian leather loafers. The last real gift anyone gave me is now caked in a mixture of dirt. What is this? Manure and hay. I guess that's the sign I was waiting for then. I've been preparing for it. The nagging feeling always buzzing in the back of my head, even at the best of times. Why would tonight be any different? I hold my shoes in my free hand in a futile attempt at preventing any further damage. Glad I wasn't outside during whatever caused this mess. My gratitude is quickly dashed by the sound of thundering in the distance. Maybe it's a good night for this after all. Maybe it's a good, less people will be around. The wet mud squelches under my paws as I make my way through the unpaved streets of the 9th Ward. Now barefoot, I take care not to step on any of the broken bottles littering the street, a courtesy of the locals. I guess I'd be considered a local by most now, although I never really fit the bill, did I? Another twinge of indescribable dread reminds me that this needs to be finished as soon as possible. The sky growls as if it's warning me not to continue, but I press on. It'll take more than that to stop me at this point. Wow, this really has been all reworked, hasn't it? I'm curious if there will be, like, some of the same scenes. It started raining, hard. Adults quickly duck inside while children scream and play in newfound puddles. Well, I'll give God one thing. He has a serious knack for comedic timing. Oh, okay. Some of those were the same lines. Whoops, I should be paying attention to that. I awkwardly mimic the motion in return, water spilling out of my shoes like an overfilled glass. They give me a strange glance, but shrug it off, whiskey tea likely overriding their common sense. Or they could just be good people, Gray. When was it that I became so cynical again? Well, this constant onslaught of lukewarm rain isn't exactly helping. I chuckle to myself. When God decides to take a piss where you're standing, there's not much to be done about it. It's something my Okay. I should have visited more often. Or more before. That thought fizzled out, but before I can let myself hold on to her memory too long. A defense I'd likely cooked up to avoid adding more guilt on top of the burgeoning pile? I don't know. I don't have my phone with me, so I'm not going to look it up. Instead, I turn my focus to the unpleasant smell currently invading my senses. The sensation of New Orleans without paved roads seemed perpetually waterlogged, leaving a distinct sulphurous odor on anything or anyone that walked through them. Okay. The annoyance of my ruined shoes melts away as those old memories take over me. I hope nobody else actually ate those. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Actually, I think Et might have tried to stick Sam into... Damn it. If only I try to stop him. No, good memories. One time, Edian and I climbed up the rooftops and pretended to fence with sticks until the sun went down. If Jules hadn't pulled me down, I doubt I would have remembered to go home. Simone always looked so glum when we had to leave. She'd never let us walk her home. Et was the same way. Deep down, they must have known we came for money. I'm suddenly reminded of the beating the beatings that would usually follow those outings. Jules would try to take the blame, being the oldest. But the adults never bought it. We'd all go to bed hungry and with sore bottoms, pretending to feel bad but stifling laughter under our sheets, perfectly pleased with ourselves. Some cat's been flung ass over tea kettle down the steps of a pub, but the gruff-looking bouncer. I pass by and he graces me with that toothy jack-o'-lantern grin that's so distinct of felines. Not to be deterred, he scampers off to find another haunt. His determination is almost admirable. I wonder if I looked that gone when I used to. You know what? Fuck it. The whole thing would be so much easier with a few drinks in my system. Maybe that cat's got the right idea after all. I glance back at the pub. Despite the government's best efforts, prohibition in New Orleans never really stuck. People either brought their own from home, or the owner kept it hidden away in the cellar. No, it looks too rowdy. Okay. I'm looking for a soft, quiet descent into unfeeling because it's time to go. I walk alongside the river out of habit, and end up in the French Quarter, walking towards the welcoming lights that dot every window and veranda? I'll bet Simon's playing a sold-out show right now. Everyone's probably there. Can't imagine a worse place to be. Any possible seeds of doubt must be extinguished. Even in the heavy rain, the playfulness and color of Bourbon Street isn't dampened in the slightest. A band playing soft jazz finishes their set as I pass by a bustling nightclub, applause punctuated by the clink of glasses and murmurs of approval. I scan the area, looking for something more quiet. Intimate. The rain picks up again, and I swipe a few droplets off my brow with my other hand, forgetting the bouquet I've been holding onto this entire time. A thorn pricks me a little, and I recoil instinctively, cursing under my breath at the stupid thing. What? Excuse me. Why did she think this would somehow change my mind? I glance at the letter hanging from the ribbon holding the bundle together, unopened and practically turned to pulp. Even in the mangled state, I could still make out her signature. Forever yours, Christine. What the hell am I doing holding on to this? The red is bright but gentle, leaning more towards the pink of a sweet hibiscus bloom than the tawny blaze of real fire. Upon closer inspection, I see that it's actually a neon sign. It flicks out of existence each time a droplet hits a tube with a sizzle, slowly fading back into its brilliant hue. It looks ominous, to say the least. The small, dimly lit space, surrounded by inky black on every side, doesn't feel like it belongs here. Almost as if the building had been randomly placed here, and not caring if it fit into the space organically. But I'm not concerned with the danger right now. I make a beeline for it, spotting a trash can on the corner. I unceremoniously drop the bouquet and queue up in front of the strange establishment. The sign's in full view now, a simple rendition of a wine glass and the word bar underneath. Uncreative, but honest. Rather bold, too, even if the law's loose around here. Surely some inspector or an out-of-towner would be outraged at such blatant disregard. Well, at the very least, I know they'll have hooch. No need for the pin, though I need it on for personal reasons nowadays. More importantly, I don't hear the cacophony typical of a fully occupied club. Gosh, not even music? This is perfect. I walk up to the door, usually using what little coverage available to get some relief from the rain. Finding none, I flatten against the door as best I can, trying to wring some of the excess water out of my shirt. With how quiet it sounds in there, they should be happy any patrons that anyone's patronizing patrons them. Yes. With a final flick of the wrist, I turn the handle and head inside, a tiny bell chiming to signal my entry. The inside is wildly different than I expected from the humble exterior, looking more like a high roller's lounge than a speakeasy. There are tables for billiards and poker in the back and cigarette dispensers lining the walls. I even see some back rooms, likely for more private affairs. This place can't have been open for long, or Ed would have dragged me here already. It's got every illegality? Yes. Us heathens could desire, all in one place. One thing missing seems to be the bartender. Could this place be closed for the night? Hello? Are y'all open? I hear something shuffling around in the back. I guess when it's dead, you don't exactly need to be front and center. I hope I'm not being a bother, I say, making a puddle in the foyer. Still no response. It's unsettling, and I feel the need to fill the dead air. It sure is nasty out there, eh? I hate this. Look, if you're not open, I can go... No, please! I'll be at your beck and call in just a moment, sir. A male voice, deep. I hear him awkwardly shuffling around from before emerging from the kitchen. Ah, okay. And now proudly attending at the bar is a tall, portly rabbit wearing a well-tailored suit. He gives me a charming smile, acting as if he hadn't kept me waiting. It works. He hums to himself while drying some freshly washed glasses. Yes. Sure is coming down out there, ain't it? Sure is. He gestures for me to come sit, and I trot over, my soaking wet paws slapping against the hardwood floor. The feeling of my damp ass against the grimy seat sends a shiver of displeasure up my spine. I shake it off and look at the rabbit, who's staring back expectantly. Anything I can get for you, sir. Our bar is fully stocked with only the finest imported liquors. But only the finest service to go with it. Where was the service when I first got here? Might as well take a shot in the dark. Surely. Do you mind if it's on the sweeter side? We're a tad bit low on gin. The bathtub slop, mind you. Not at all. Thank you. But of course. Order for Mr. Possum, coming right up. Okay. I can tell from the way he effortlessly shuffles bottlenecks through his fingers as if they weighed nothing. I imagine it simply comes with the job in this part of town, though. Though he'd make a better bouncer than bartender, a guy could barely fit behind the counter. What's with the mask, anyway? Mardi Gras was a few weeks ago, and it doesn't exactly look festive. If anything, it looks more like a perverse take on These Are Words and the Mask of the Red Death. His demeanor is anything but macabre. Macabre? Though, I'm just looking for excuses not to not to like this fellow. He occasionally looks back at me, clocking my stares. I expect at least a glimmer of disgust, the kind of homophobic recoil I've grown used to. Instead, he's still pleasantly smiling at me. He clearly takes pride in his showmanship, gliding with ease from bottle to bottle. It's like some sort of dance. It's nice, seeing someone who found what they were clearly meant to do, as some people can just make it work. With a gentle pour into a gold-rimmed cocktail glass, he finishes the drink, garnishing it with a thinly sliced lime wedge. It looks amazing. I take a slow sip, letting the taste of the alcohol linger on my tongue for a few seconds before I gulp it down. In mere seconds, 12 years of sobriety get thrown out of the window. I'm sure my sister would be seething right now if she could see me. Good. The sweetness is chased by the familiar burn that the strong stuff always delivers. Most places here water their drinks down so this is a nice change of pace. All right. Before this hits my brain, let's go over everything one more time, just to be sure. First, they'll find the note on my bed. Okay. Either way, they'll probably try looking for me right away. I'm going to head east, find some tall tree well away from the road. And then I look up and notice the bartender staring intently at me. I guess I got lost in thought. Shouldn't he be used to folks drowning their sorrows in booze by now?
I don't mean to pry, but... thought's been troubling you, Poss.
Great. He's the chatty type. Yeah, you could say that. I'm not keen on bearing my soul to some random barkeep, friendly or not. At least I can feel myself drying off.
Well, I won't poke the bear. Every man has his reasons.
Right. Yeah, right. As if this is a problem that can simply be swept away. I glance over at the game table once again. I wonder if this was his way of convincing people to waste their money on them.
Would you be interested in perhaps a game or two?
I can see his fingers twitching compulsively. He must be a dealer.
Such a curious thing, those vices. They make a man's destruction or his salvation, depending on the day.
Either way, gambling ain't my preferred method of self-destruction.
And what, may I ask, is?
Okay, I think I did that last time, and I still... Oh, more CG. That's nice. That's nice. This one looks good. I guess. I don't want to deal with my own problems anymore. Why even lie at this point? He's no therapist, but he wants to listen. He's definitely getting more than he bargained for. But so is everyone who knows me. Oh, new? Yes, that was not no, but new.
You meant nose, right?
Not really. The liquor's loose in my lips, but I don't care. Look, you really don't know me, mister. I'm not a good man. I tried to do what was expected of me. I tried to go against everything I was taught to believe. And in the end, I sided with the wrong people. I left ones who really cared for me behind to fucking rot. So then I thought, oh, I can just come back to them as if no time had passed and everything would be hunky-dory. Fat lot that did. I got shamed, rejected, used. Messed up the only good relationships I ever had. Nothing ever felt the same after that. When you completely destroy a person, you know, built up their confidence and then just break them down at the most vulnerable. And you have to live with that, and knowing why they never shine quite as brightly as they used to. All because of an impulsive decision you made. So what am I left with? Simone looks at me like a fragile little egg that could break at any moment. Her eyes are always so tired. Jean only sees me as a tenant. Lord knows he's given me more chances than most. At least that apartment will be in better hands now. And Etienne. He just sees me as a punching bag who keeps letting him stick his... I stop myself, almost letting something dangerous slip to a total stranger. He must pour with a heavy hand. One drink shouldn't be enough to get me going like this. Oh, okay. My hand is shaking. I squeeze my eyes shut as my breathing gets heavy. Fuck, not right now. Stop. Stop. Can all of this just fucking stop? Ah, Virgil's helping us. Suddenly, I feel his big, warm paws close over mine. My shaking stops. I can't tell if it's his calming aura or his strength. Regardless of why, I can breathe easy again.
It pains me to see you going through so much strife. It really does.
Then why are you smiling? It's nothing. Forget I said anything, really. I rest my face on my hands and sigh. I don't feel any better after saying all of that out loud. Okay. I kind of really liked that CG with Virgil. Yeah, that's neat. It almost makes him seem friendly. I'm sure on a first playthrough it'll make you question things. He's being so sweet right now, though. I can't help but imagine how things would be if we met on a different night. Who knows, maybe we could have been friends. I feel a slight sting as my fingers pass over the scratch from those roses, and I remember something important. If someone named Christine comes by looking for me, can you give her this? Tell her I won't be needing it where I'm going. And that I'm sorry. He takes the ring in his huge paw and inspects it before pocketing it and nodding. Weirdly, I imagine him trying to fit it onto one of those massive fingers. Oh, while it doesn't completely wipe away the guilt, there's nothing left to tie me to this place.
That is, if you could indulge me in a simple gamble.
I already told you. Okay. Before I can protest, he flicks the coin into the air and catches the light, glimmering as time seems to slow for a moment. He catches it with the same hand and slams it flat on the desk, all in one swift motion. A trick he's likely done hundreds of times before.
Call it.
Tails. Okay.
But lucky for you, I'm feeling generous today. All I ask you is one simple task.
Nothing about this is actually fair, but who am I to argue with a 500-pound bunny? He keeps it pressed down in front of me for an uncomfortable long time, almost as if to make sure I know it's not a normal playing card.
Just keep that on you for the time being. There's someone you have to give it to.
Okay.
You can call me Virgil, sir. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see that happening. Not in this lifetime. And yet something is telling me not to go. Telling me not to go. Some lingering shred of doubt. Come on, give me a reason to stay. Right. I'll be going now, Virgil. Tell me not to go.
See you around, Mr. Possum.
You won't. Doesn't anyone realize they won't? Defeated, I give up and head for the door. Even though I want to leave, I feel a sinking pit. I feel a sinking pit in my stomach, like something awful is waiting for me on the other side. I've already made up my mind about it. There's no point in pussyfooting around this. I take a deep breath and march towards the door defiantly. What is this feeling? Okay. Okay. My head starts pounding. Was I really that much of a lightweight, or... Oh. Oh, we actually, like, see a thing. That wasn't there last time, right?
Goodbye, Gray.
A primal sense of dread forces me back around, and I sprint towards the door, ignoring the burning in my thighs for what feels like lifting hundreds of pounds with each step. The hallway keeps stretching on an impossible distance, but I can't stop moving, and not with that thing behind me. Fuck! Fuck! Okay, can we... Okay. Okay, so most of this is the same. Okay. Any sense of direction is gone. My feet flail uselessly, searching for a solid surface for anything. My stomach lurches, and I anticipate the urge to throw up, but I just feel empty. Even though my vision is gone, my body knows it's upside down and going into panic mode. I inhale, but no air enters my lungs. I can't do anything but hopelessly choke on nothing. Organs weren't meant to be in suspended animation. My limbs are slowly going numb one by one. Is this... I always thought death would come quickly. There were times I begged for it. I'd clung to the hope that I would be snuffed out like a candle. That my consciousness would be obliterated before I was given time to register the pain. Instead, it seems death is cruel, an agonizingly slow torture where I drift helplessly as infinity passes by me. Ironically, that's the one gift I'd been given. Time. Time to reflect on everything. Every little mistake. Every time something I said came out funny to a person I liked. Thinking on it, I'd found something to like in almost everyone I'd met. I think about everything we could have done, all the precious moments we wasted. I'm a corpse. There's no point in wondering what could have been. My body is entirely numb now. I don't even feel the need to blink anymore. My jaw hangs open, a tongue hard as stone. Something breaks through the icy black. I'm not alone. There were others here, in the dark with me. They drift aimlessly, sometimes phasing through one another, like jellyfish floating through the endlessness of the ocean. Ghosts. Were they tricked too? Ah, it's no matter. How we ended up here isn't important. Just that we still exist at all. I feel some sort of connection with them. Our bodies are gone, but our emotions can extend like extra limbs. They gently caress each other with them as some primitive form of communication. Using the last ounce of focus I'd saved for what feels like centuries, I release my thoughts outward, like the roots of a tree. Contact. I want to ease their pain. I use my most potent memory, the first time I fell in love. They'd be spared the violent aftermath. I can afford them that much at least. They smile, I think. They feel that feeling was the only solace I could offer, and yet somehow, knowing that it made them happy, even just a little. That's the most important feeling in the world to me. The thing is, this is how things should be. God damn it. Why didn't I help anyone when it really mattered? I waited and waited for someone to save me, while ignoring what everyone else was going through. I want to try again. I need to try again. Please, don't make me beg. As soon as that thought crosses my mind, my drift suddenly accelerates. Was I heard? Was it him? Wind starts to rustle the fur on my face. A warmth returns to my limbs and my bones crack, popping back into place. Life is pouring back into me. Air fills my lungs and fresh tears moisten my eyes. A glowing light surrounds me, and the air vibrates with friction as I pass through layers of atmosphere towards something. I brace myself for certain death as the ground pulls up further and faster, but... Okay. Sorry, just give me one moment. Okay, that's fine. It's so bright. I need to stand. Oh, blink. Oh, more blink. In a grassy field dotted with yellow flowers. Dandelions, maybe. The sky is bathed with golden light, as if time had frozen right at sunset. Glowing particles of light are seeded, and seed pods floating in and out of view as I adjust to my new environment. A lonely crow is cawing somewhere in the distance, and a warm breeze sweeps over the beautiful expanse, eventually passing me as it drifts toward a familiar-looking building. The old house. A shudder runs through me. Of all the places. The last time I was here, I was looking back in disgust as I left. It's the state brought me some modicum of joy, however. Whatever grandeur it once had was replaced by peeling paint and rotted wood. Stagnant, just like its occupants. Yet the house I'm looking at now is nothing of the sort. It looks as cozy and welcoming as it did when I was a kid. When we were kids. Sam. Fuck, did he go through this too? As I fall to my knees, the lush foliage caresses my tied body in a warm hug. Tired, not tied. Tired. The sudden rush of stimuli after being frozen for many years hits me all at once, and my eyes begin to well up. In my weakened moments, I craved coming back to this place. I wish we could have all played together here. Not just the other Oakfield kids. Etienne. Simon. Maybe even Jean, if we had known him then. Everyone deserved to experience this. Forcing myself to stand, I shake away my final tears. I want to explore this place again, even if I'm alone. I walk out towards the house, scared the front door would start to inch away from me like that hallway. Come on now, no more tricks, okay? It almost feels wrong, like I'm trespassing or something. In the real world, that might hold some truth, but here, there couldn't possibly be another soul around for miles. This place was created just for me. I'm sure of it. The old wooden steps creak under my weight. I place a cautious hand on the banister and give it a loving squeeze, remembering every handmade curve. I give in and grab both rails, propelling myself onto the stoop with a single leap, an act I'm scolded for as a kid many times. Whoops, I'm not a kid anymore, though. My back's already flaring up again. But there's no angry governess here with a wooden spoon ready to assault my poor little hand. It's dumb, but I can't help but giggle to myself. I feel like an overgrown kid revisiting an old playground. I walk past the porch, fondly tracing a finger across the the rocking chair Mother used to sit on while sipping breakfast tea. A rustic copper bell sits above the door. Mom would grow to resent that bell, and I'd get yelled at for coming and going too often. For some reason, I can't bring myself to go inside. It feels like the second I open the door, this loving dream will end. Like I'm going backwards. My thoughts are interrupted by a sudden snapping noise behind me. I whip around, looking frantically to either side of me. The coast seems clear. Still, my instincts tell me to at least check out my surroundings. I'm still on guard, despite everything being so pleasant. I slide down the banister and crouch into the tall grass, hoping it's enough to conceal my presence. I should probably check out those tall trees, or maybe... Unfortunately, a blade of grass found its way up my nose. That was loud. Okay, looks like the coast is... More rustling. I hold my breath, trying to conceal my presence as much as possible. Hello? Anyone out there? So much for my theory about this place being my personal purgatory. Give it a rest. Shouting like that ain't a good idea. Dude, you don't have to be a dick about it. They don't sound malicious. Annoyed, if anything. I definitely heard someone sneeze just now. Look harder. Shit. Well, I have two options. I either hide until they go away, or suck it up and hope they can help me figure out what's going on. Is that a tail? Rat, maybe. Okay, option B it is. I'm a marsupial, damn it. Marsupial. The group gasps. Maybe 3 or 4 people. Just come on, we won't hurt you. Come out, we won't hurt you. Well, maybe this one will, but... Quiet, mutt. Yeah. No. It's now or never. I poke my head out to see 4 figures cautiously walking towards me through the trees. A well-dressed canine in glasses, carefully stepping out of the flowers. A hefty shark wearing ripped clothes, stumbling over the uneven ground. The panther in leather, scowling at the other 3 with his arms in his pocket. Look how small he is! Look at this small boy! And a fox who, so small, only his ears poke above the grass, pushing his way through with well-worn leather gloves. Talk about a motley crew. At least they seem friendly. Tall dog. Okay.
Don't worry. We're just as spun around as you must be, fella.
My fear dissipates as soon as I hear his voice. It's deep and smooth, pouring over me like honey. I was wondering if it was just us 4. This sure is a strange place.
Yeah, but, like, weirdly familiar. I don't know.
The feline, who's clearly intent on looking annoyed, seems lost in his own thoughts.
I still don't get it. I still don't like it.
The fox rolls his eyes, looking at me with a warm smile. Is that a warm smile? Those ears. Regardless, who are you, Mr. Marsupial? Me? I'm taken aback by the casual nature. Did they not go through hell like I did? I stand up and give them all a knowing glance, gesturing wildly to our surroundings. I'm Gray, and, this wouldn't happen to be heaven, would it? That sounded crazy, didn't it?
Yeah, this dude's off his rocker. I'm gonna keep looking for a way out.
He pushed past the group and headed back to the tree line. So much for introductions.
Kids these days. I really don't like that dude. Where'd you pick him up? It's that's implying we even know where here is.
I shouldn't, I shouldn't, let on that. What? I shouldn't let on that I shouldn't let on that I'm here, that I'm from here. Okay, I'm catching up. We're doing good. It couldn't make me, seem suspicious. True. Approximately how long ago did you arrive here? The shark shrugs, glancing at the other two for confirmation.
Hard to say. Time's all screwy here.
Screwy?
You know, like all messed up and stuff.
He had an accent I'd never heard before. It's overly casual for the situation, with every other vowel being drawn out. It fits him. His design is nothing if not intimidating, but he seems to only radiate positive energy. The wolf sighs, tapping his chin on as he thinks.
I might have only been a few minutes, or maybe a few hours. There's no way of knowing.
Of all the days, I chose not to wear a watch. The fox clears his throat. From my observations, the sun doesn't seem to rise or set. I mentally kept track of about 2 days' time, and the light never changes. 2 whole days? Wait, did he say mentally? Is that even possible without a clock?
Oh yeah, this little dude was in full Rambo mode when we found him. Shit was wild. It certainly gave me a fright.
I apologize. I assumed the worst.
So,
We all paused to listen. He fidgeted around before finally sighing.
About the thing you said, Gray. You know, about this being heaven. Do you think it's true?
No, I can't think of another explanation, but we shouldn't jump to conclusions. The tiny fox nods. Correct. We need to take the utmost precaution. Which is why I propose we split up and search the area.
What?
His booming voice echoes into the valley, and the wolf angrily shushes him.
Shit, sorry. I just mean, like, that seems like a dumb move, right?
We can cover more ground if we each pick a direction. The panther headed north.
Yeah, but every time people split up in a horror movie, bad things happen.
I haven't even seen movies to confirm, but I understand his logic.
True, but this is the only area, so far that's an actual construct. It could be worth exploring. I gulped at the idea of them poking through my old house, but something tells me it isn't exactly a copy of the real thing. With the rest of us not budging, the shark reluctantly sighs and nods. All right. No, it's fine. I'm Gabriel. Charmed. I'm Marcus, but Mark is fine.
I introduced myself to the others already, but my name is Hashiro. You can call me Hiro if you prefer. And the cat? They shake their heads.
He never told us. The guy has a real attitude problem. Can't expect anyone to act rationally in the situation, but still.
He rubs a bruise on his arm. Did he get on that guy's bad side? A hero snaps to get my attention, pulling down his goggles with a serious expression. Alright then, I'll go west. Mark go east. Gabriel go south. Great, you stay here and check out this house. Okay. Gosh, he sure took the leadership position quickly. He must have seen me on the porch before. I hope he doesn't suspect me of anything. Alright then, I'm off. If any of you find something, be sure to holler. I nod and stay put, as everyone marches off to their designated corners. I'll accept Gabriel, who plops down on the grass a few feet away from me. Gabriel? He yawns and puts on his headphones. How do you know what headphones are? Gray. Did those exist in the 20s? Was that a thing? I am too zoomer to know. I can hear the faint sounds of music emanating from them. I guess he's not the working sort. Well, I pretty much already explored as much of the old house as I'm willing. I can't shake that terrible feeling from earlier. Something is definitely waiting behind that door. Something I want nothing to do with. If I'm going to be stuck here with these guys, I should probably try to talk with them one-on-one and get some sense of who they are. Well, maybe I can even find out why we got sent here if I hear all of their stories. But who to talk to? What? What? That's... I was hoping to, like, get to, do everything until the route split. Is this still the route? Is this how the route splits now? Not the cards? I assume the cards still are a thing, right? Anyway, I guess I'll end the part here, just for convenience, and I'll see you all around.